You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Voice Radio. Join us every Thursday and Sunday, live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice. We're going to be doing an immediate reaction show today on Bernard Hopkins, who's going to be taking one final fight versus Joe Smith. Now, not to be confused with John Doe, because Joe Smith caught a knockout of Andrzej Fonfara, so he might have just made himself credible. But if this is something that you're interested in, something you want to talk about, well, then you know where to stick around, and you know the number to call in is 1-425-569-5241. This is a very short show, so you better get in where you fit in, because you might not make the cut.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually, he was crying there. You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? Yes. When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and he was taking those punches.
DLC Productions.
Making women gestures like, oh.
Let's go, champ. This is the champ. Keep saying the champ. With the fake champ. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
It's the champ, baby. We are back, and we're going to be talking some boxing. We're going to talk to 51-year-old Bernard Hopkins stepping back into the ring, but we're going to have her up and go to the Sunshine State, sunny Florida. I'll be spending Thanksgiving out in Florida with the family in Tampa. But let's talk to the good doctor, Boxing MD. What's going on?
What's going on, Ness? Bernard Hopkins is taking a reasonably difficult fight for his farewell fight, so it'd be interesting to see if he could defy Father Time one more time, you know?
You know, it's funny that you even say that, because he's always made it a point of his to show how much different he is than Mayweather in terms of taking on tough opponents. And Mayweather had Berto on the way out. I would say that Berto was more accomplished than Joe Smith Jr., but, I mean, at this point, who poses more of a threat?
What's up, man? I just want to say I said fight two.
Stay focused, stay working my
I said fight two.
Boxing Voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to have to look for him.
I said fight two.
I think you accurate.
Yes, what's up? The Boxing Voice, the executioner turned alien, will be facing Joe Smith. And Nestor said it, man. This is a reaction show. What I do know about Joe Smith is that he is a part-time construction worker. Actually, no, full-time construction worker, part-time boxer. Yeah, the people want your reaction, right? Hit us up. The number is 425-569-5241. I'm curious to know if the hardcore fans are banking on B-Hop's pugilistic savviness, or are you using the Fonfara KO as the alien's farewell fight? No, anybody?
I don't know. What about MD? What are you using it?
Well, I mean,
how much leverage or how much has Joe Smith's stock risen with the Fonfara win, and how much could we take when considering he's facing Bernard, who is very slick at any age?
Yeah, I mean, it at least shows that he has legitimate power. But as far as boxing goes, I believe Bernard Hopkins at age 51 can still beat this guy. And it won't be a pretty fight, but I think it'll be vintage later half of the career Bernard Hopkins, because this guy's tailor-made for him, because he has nowhere near the foot speed or ring IQ or really anything. I mean, like, I don't want to be disrespectful of Joe Smith Jr. because he does have that big win, and because of that big win, he deserves a shot at a fighter like this. But I do not believe he's at this level, even at like a 51-year-old Bernard Hopkins, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely Bernard should be opening up as the favorite. The thing with Smith, I guess it'd be a good fight to go back and watch the Fonfara fight because I do remember him being hit a lot. I just remember him having a bigger punch. Is that going to work with Hopkins, who has a very durable chin? I mean, we'll have to see. Listen, my immediate reaction, I guess, was a little bit of both. Like, wow, Hopkins is back. And then it was like, wow, Hopkins is back versus Joe Smith. I mean, he does present some sort of danger. If he can knock out Fonfara, well, then he can knock out Hopkins. Again, Hopkins does and has demonstrated a solid chin where not even Kovalev could get him down. But at this point in his career, the wear and tear, the fight, I mean, he's coming off of the Kovalev fight. Normally, when you come off that fight with the big punchers, when we start to see the deterioration in your career, right? Right or wrong?
I never was aware of that. But you possibly can be right. But Bernard Hopkins did hold those punches, man. And one thing that the thing that came immediately to my mind was I remember a while ago on HBO, Bernard made an announcement like, yeah, I'm about to retire. I don't know what age it was, 44. I don't even know if it was after the Kelly Pavlik fight, but he mentioned something about black fighters versus white fighters. And
now you're taking it to the Kawasaki days.
Was that Kawasaki day? No, I think that, I mean, this is like 2008, 2009 or something.
Maybe 2007 when they fought.
When they fought around there is when he mentioned all of that. But he looked phenomenal doing it as the executioner. And you know, I don't think, and yeah, this guy Joe Smith, I actually saw the fight. The fight is not even 1 round long, and he just, like, they were just trading shots. And remember, Fonfara went to war with Chavez Jr., Mexican style fights. So Bernard Hopkins is not the Mexican style fighter. He's not going to stand in front of him. He does kind of position his body different than Fonfara, and he's going to out-slick him. I think he's going to look great at it. Probably want to come back after it, but I do hope that Bernard Hopkins wins. Not in a disrespectful way to your man Joe Smith, the average Joe.
Yeah, but like, but Enrique, to be honest, like I know what you're saying about using that as an argument, but what was the skin color of the last guy who he fought? Like, it's more. There's a lot more factors in that than just what Bernard Hopkins.
You know, Iron Drago different than Rocky Balboa.
Of course, but Joe Smith is just. He's just not an athletic fighter. I don't think it has anything to do with him being black or him being white. I think it's just his, being born a boxer. Like, in other words, like doing it from a young age, getting the muscle memory, having the fundamentals, right, and then having athletic ability behind it. Like, I don't think that is it. So, and Joe Smith, he's a club fighter.
I'll take away the black and the white. Bernard Hopkins just has more tools than Joe Smith. The end.
Yeah, that is an easy way to sum it up, and that is believable. But again, at this point, in Hopkins' career, we at least have to question. We haven't seen him come back. Someone said in the chat, I'm trying to hype it up. No, I like boxing. This is a fight that I'm obviously going to watch.
But wait, hype it up. Like, how could you be sour about this fight? This is the perfect last fight for Bernard Hopkins. I really, if you're complaining about this fight, you don't like boxing.
Yeah, you're acting as if Joe Smith is a bum. I mean, look, maybe a fight ago we could have argued that, but he knocked out Fonfara. He's a contender. We have to at least give him that. Like, that's what boxing is established on, wins and losses and rankings. So, he got the win. So regardless of, what you thought of him in the past, you have to at least rank him somewhere.
Check this out. If he does knock out Bernard Hopkins, you know what they're going to say about him, right? He knocked out an old man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he'd be the first one to do it.
Yeah, he'd be the first one to do it. And that old man is still Bernard Hopkins, bro. Kovalev didn't do that.
No, I understand this kid needs to move forward with Bernard Hopkins on his resume. But I'm just saying, who does he fight after that? Does he get a Fonfara rematch?
It's funny that
he gets a big fight.
Yeah, he gets a huge fight. He'll get a Stevenson fight or something like that. I mean, well, this is on the HBO side, so they'll probably have some options on him. It's interesting. I was talking to Jason Sosa and his team, and when they got the shot at Javier Fortuna, if they won, which they did, Samson Lewickovich, the promoter of Fortuna, had 3 options on them. That's a lot, dude, for a title shot, kid. That is a lot. And even for Molina, when he signed to fight Wilder, Don King slipped him a 2-year extension. So, this is why boxers stick around and they try to get as much as they can, MD, because they're getting, dick from every angle. They never know who they can trust and who they cannot trust.
Because they're getting options means that they're getting dicked.
Hell yeah, dude. When you get an option, that means you're not in charge of your career for the next 3 fights.
But that makes no sense. Like you act like when you're signing to a company, you act like you have complete control of everything you do. Sometimes you have a boss, and these fighters, they sign in promotion teams and they don't have the flexibility to do whatever they want sometimes, right? And in the free market, you look at the contracts and you see what you sign. Is that not true?
Absolutely. Here's the perfect scenario though, right? Samson Lewickovich, Javier Fortuna give Jason Sosa the opportunity. He becomes world champion, right? Bob Arum is his co-promoter with Peltz. So Bob sees he got a belt. He says, hey, let's make a super fight with Lomachenko. Sosa, he's down. That's a super fight in his opinion, right? But now, where does the loyalty lie? You got that opportunity, and you're only in this next opportunity with Lomachenko based off the opportunity you got from Samson Lewickovich. So do you turn your back on him? That's the way this thing is, bro. It's a business, man.
Well, it's a business in the sense that if you're not in a current contract, you could negotiate it to get into another free contract, right? So whatever you could do legally and whatever you do smart was what you could do. So there's no loyalty as far as boxing goes. That's why you have to work within laws. There's no other way to really.
I agree, but loyalty is shown. And especially with these networks, there are options. I mean, we're talking options because they're there. People are taking them. I mean, Sosa's not fighting in the United Kingdom because he wants to. This is off TV.
So all that is being said because if Joe Smith wins, he has options.
I mean, there could be a possibility, right? He's going to be an HBO fighter. He's a light heavyweight fighter, and HBO's in the Kovalev light heavyweight division business. If Andre Ward, Kovalev win, regardless, they need another opponent after that super fight. So all of a sudden, in comes Joe Smith, the young kid that knocked out Fonfara and then knocked out the legend and B-Hop, if that's what could happen. You feel me? But yes, man, there's always options. We can
well, I mean, you could argue that either way because you're saying no matter what, he puts his stock up way high, yeah. He's known if he knocks out Bernard Hopkins, obviously being the first person to ever do that. So if they have options on it, means that they have the ability within the current network for him to get a fight. And if they don't, he's more valuable to sign somewhere. So
Joe Smith,
either way, it's a win-win. Either way, it's a win-win. But the thing that we have to say here is that we're speaking hypothetically. I mean, if Kovalev didn't knock out B-Hop, Joe Smith has a very tall task.
I like it because you say that's all we were saying. The knockout. If he knocks out, he knocks out. He has this fight. He has that fight. He has Kovalev. He has Ward. But I feel Hopkins wins on the point system. And
I agree.
Well, he's slicker. He better. He better. I mean, especially if it's his last fight, he doesn't want to go out on a loss,
But it's not even slickness. I think it's like his determination and his grit. I mean, he'll make it dirty. He'll put his foot.
That and the fact that really Joe is not on Bernard's level. Like, again, his possibility comes in the form of a knockout, but who can knock out Bernard? So like outside of the knockout, I don't see Joe Smith with enough skill to outpoint Bernard. Bernard's like, he's an old, too much skill there.
Where does Chavez Jr. fit in the picture? Because he's the guy who beat Fonfara, didn't he?
He's gonna make a comeback. He's gonna make a comeback at super heavyweight.
I know Chavez Jr. is like, I don't know.
I thought he was a light heavyweight.
Some country chilling.
He's not. He's never gonna box again at the highest level.
I think we got the milkman. I believe.
I told y'all a long time ago, the Kirkland will go down 3 rounds.
Strap me up. Next, I got milk, baby.
Was I right or was I wrong? 678. 678.
Hello?
678. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Who's this?
It's D from Atlanta.
Damn, D, I thought you was the milkman. All right, what's going on?
No, not yet. Hey, how's everything going?
Good, good.
How do you rank Bernard as one of the top middleweights of all time? I know you got Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Robinson as well. So how would you rate him?
Behind Roy Jones.
I'm not a history buff, but I guess that's you have to say behind Roy because Roy holds that win over him early, and Roy was the darling of that division, while Hopkins was like Roy was like Canelo, and Hopkins is Triple G. Nah,
No.
not even.
Roy was better than Canelo. Roy Jones dominated.
Roy had a really, like his skill level, the perception of his skill was up there. Everyone really adored him. So I don't know. Hopkins was just, he had to play that shadow to Roy.
Right. Yeah, he beat him later on, but
yeah, I don't
know. He revenged the loss. But Roy was light years. Just so talented. But Bernard is no joke too. So I look forward to him fighting Joe Smith. It should be an interesting farewell. And Golden Boy is going to have a week-long activities out in LA. They'll celebrate, Bernard for his career.
Oh, you're saying they're going to be doing activities for this fight?
Correct. For the whole week. Yeah, I read it. I read it on somewhere. I think it was on Golden Boy's website. Yeah, they're going to do a whole week of festivities for him, so he can go out on top. And plus, Bernard's not hurting for money. He has a vested interest in Golden Boy's company. He's part owner of it. I think he owns some shares of stocks in it. And plus, he's a president of Golden Boy East. Recruiting fighters. So he's good, and I look forward to seeing his last fight.
Yeah, I'm just happy we ain't got to pay for it. It's gonna be on free HBO. But thanks for calling in, D.
Right.
Yeah, man. Free HBO. What could you say? Joe Smith at least has some sort of puncher's chance.
Yeah, and you honestly can't be really spiteful of this because he's one fight removed from Kovalev, and this is his last fight. This is a good thing for boxing, honestly. And if the fight ends up being boring or like hard to watch, like we have to accept it is a 51-year-old man.
Put it into perspective like this. This is his version of Samuel Vargas, except Joe Smith is better than Samuel Vargas.
We don't have time for me to address that.
I'm just saying it's the truth.
Why is that? Because of the Fonfara win?
Of course.
This is okay. Can I explain something to you? I was thinking about this.
That's a bigger win than anything Vargas has done. So yeah, Joe Smith is better than Vargas. But this is an in-between fight.
No. I'm saying that this is an example. We talk about cherry picking, right? This is an example of smart matchmaking, right? Because it's just a tough enough opponent that they could sell it because of Fonfara, but he's flawed enough that Bernard Hopkins can't beat him. So this is a smart fight, right? A good matchmaking. Cherry picking is where it's obvious to the public that it's not smart.
Whoa. But I'm not calling this a cherry pick, but it's still a tune-up.
This is not a tune-up. This is a farewell fight. A tune-up means it's before a bigger fight.
Well, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't even say that Joe Smith is a tune-up, but he's not the typical Bernard Hopkins level.
But Ness, what's the definition of a tune-up? You seem confused with that.
Well, I would say a tune-up is the fight to get you, back acclimated when you're coming off a knockout, when you're coming off a loss, when you're coming off a long layoff, or when you're, like going to get into a big fight like Ward,
It's the thing you said last. You're tuning your engine to you're getting ready for a big fight, right? So Bernard Hopkins, this is his farewell fight. It's just this is a reasonably competitive fight for Bernard Hopkins' last fight. I wouldn't call it a tune-up.
Well, listen, if he beats Smith, I think Smith beat Fonfara for some sort of silver or something WBC version that
the international.
Yeah, so that makes that probably makes the winner of this the mandatory for Stevenson, and you know, maybe Bernard won't be leaving. But listen, if you're listening to this in the past, future, present, or past, I think I said past twice, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to help with the increasing the visibility of the show. Listen, casual. So you're rocking the shirt.
Yo, I like this shirt a lot, man. I've been wearing it every single day since.
It fits you well.
It's a dope ass shirt. It's actually a little bit longer.
MD, what does that stand for?
Yeah, let's find out. Yeah, look at
what is that, MD? MD.
I'm trying. I have to read it backwards. BAS. I can't read backwards like that.
Really? I see it frontwards. I see it normal.
I see it frontwards too. Maybe somebody in the chat room. What does it say, chat room? What is that?
Oh, now I got it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that stands for.
What? Wow.
Yeah. Wait, let me see it again.
Let's go again. Chat. What does it stand for?
Hold on. Let me put you on. There he goes.
YDSKAB.
YDKSAB.
Look, they're saying not a clue.
I have no idea.
They're saying it's backwards.
I track. He knows what it is. He called it out.
Who?
Mr. Mofongo called it out.
Damn, not Andre. Andre said no clue either. Oh man.
Jim Lipson.
Ah, yeah, Dr. Mofongo. It took a Dominican to get it right. Oh, my boy Bruce got it right too. Bruce got it right.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, now everybody's saying it. Get out of here. Bunch of followers.
Yeah.
No, it looks like a good fit though.
It's a dope fit. It's an awesome shirt, man. You know what I mean? I wear it every day since I made it.
That shit must not smell too great.
It smells great. You know what I'm saying?
He's got it
right off my back.
He got a steamer in the house.
Yeah. So anyway.
So when we get in the nice fitting hoodies that I'm waiting for, man, the one I need to wear in Vegas like every day, a different color.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we talk about that on air?
No, of course not.
Yeah. So it means you don't know shit about boxing, MD, but you do know boxing, so you are the doctor.
Damn, he still ain't get it. He didn't look at the chat.
No, I got it. I just was late on it, obviously.
Yeah, really late. It took you till Enrique said it. That reaction seemed really.
No.
He like, oh, I just got it.
It's been. You don't understand it. This is late for me. It's been a long day. So.
No, I hear you, man. It's late for me too. I just left the gym. I was back in Jason Sosa's gym again 2 days in a row. He did some excellent sparring, but we're gonna save that for Thursday's show. We'll talk about that, man. I got to see him get some good work, and Julian Hammerhands Rodriguez as well. He's got a fight November 18th in Orlando of all places. But we
have a guest Thursday, right? Jesse Vargas.
We do have Jesse Vargas, who's going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao November 5th. He will be on the show Thursday, as well as Jason Sosa. Yeah.
We also got the invite tickets, Ness.
What invite tickets?
Las Vegas.
Oh,
appreciation.
Yes, there are tickets available. As I've been telling everyone, just head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com. Obviously, on the top of the website, you will see the notification, and there you
is Jesse Vargas going to get sensitive if I ask him about Tim Bradley fight? Because remember how emotional he was about that?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be talking. He's looking forward. I mean, right now, like if you're fighting Pacquiao, I don't think anyone's thinking Bradley.
Yeah, but even to bring it up sometimes, he's
thinking that right hand.
I don't know. I don't think that he's bitter, man. I think that he's as intelligent as we think he is, or at least I want to believe that. Like he knows he lost that fight, and he knows he didn't win that fight.
I don't think he really has ever admitted that, what you just said, though.
But this is the thing. That punch, it caused so much that he just rode the wave. It's like, fuck it. Like, I could just be like, yeah, I won this fight, and that's it. Like, there was that little asterisk right there, like, oh well, the referee stepped in,
Well,
and
one
he's
thing
gonna ride it.
Yeah, one thing he can argue is that Timothy Bradley was knocked out by that punch.
Yo, Brad, listen, do you know what knockout means? Because
the ref stopped the fight because he thought he hurt the bell. I can't, refresh me real quick. There was some reason why he can argue why he won. There was something that happened. The bell,
he could argue that he landed a big punch that hurt them.
Yeah, one big punch, because after that, Bradley blocked everything.
And he wasn't even he wasn't even like on the verge of being.
He just got buckled, man, and still managed to keep his balance. I'm telling you, Vargas and guys like Enrique make the fight or the punch bigger than what it was. When at the end of the day, it was no different than the Sergio Martinez, Julio Cesar Chavez fight, where it was like 11-1, one big round.
But that's even different because Sergio Martinez got hurt early in that round, and it took him that whole round to survive. So Chavez Jr. even had more damage and it kind of turned the tides a little earlier, even though obviously that fight was a whitewash before that. Jesse Vargas landed one big punch towards the end of the fight, and I just thought it looked really bad how he acted after.
Oh, the reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think that Vargas
angles that last round.
Whatever. That's all that we got is that last round. That's the
last
point
30
of the
seconds
conversation. It's like this dude's living off of one punch. But look, let's hope that he gets the job done with Manny Pacquiao, and I don't know, maybe something to come from it. We are going to have him on the show Thursday, and you never know, superstar in the making. He knocks out Pacquiao like he and his trainer believe they will do. It's going to be big things. If you want to check out Jesse Vargas's one-on-one with Sean Zattel, head on over to the YouTube channel, as well with Dewey Cooper. We got a couple of interviews with him as well that went up today, especially all my behind-the-scenes footage with Jason Sosa. Remember, when you get there, the thumbs up and the share that. I am your host, NesGTO. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at NesGTO, and my co-host.
I am Enrique Church at Fight Talk is my Instagram, and my Twitter is TBV_casual fan.
Boxing MD, you could follow me at Boxing MD1 on Twitter.
Boxing MD goes out like he's so depressed. He's like, I'm Boxing MD. You can find me on Boxing MD on Twitter.
You don't understand. I've been up since 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yo, what's that dude from Napoleon? He almost sounds like him right now. The redhead kid. Come on, tell me that movie. What's the name of that movie? I don't know.
Yo, those interviews with Dewey Cooper, is that his last name? Vargas trainer?
Yeah, Cooper.
Cooper. He's like a